The folks at Jinko Fishing not only bring you the Low Budget Live podcast, they bring you all the action, like that minnow shaking action and the new Dawn minnow that released at ICAST in a 5-inch version. Well, for all you big minnow lovers out there, a new 6-inch version just dropped in some absolutely amazing colors. Pair the Dawn up with the all-new Revolution jig head that was specifically designed to get the most action out of this bait. It's going to roll like crazy. It's got gaff technology, offset in this hook. When you stick him, he is not coming off. Has a bait keeper that is so good you can throw your super glue in the trash. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out at jinkofishing.com. The Don and the Don Senior and Revolution heads available now. You can use code LBL20 and save 20% off. That doesn't even make sense. 20% off at jinkofishing.com. Tell them you're a low lifer. Tell them we sent you. And we appreciate the folks from Jinko Fishing being the presenting sponsor of Low Budget Live. And guess what we get to do now? Hang the banner. That Bassmaster Classic winning banner. That's right. The original all-welded aluminum bass boat to take a ride around that arena with a classic trophy. The X21 Pro got it done. But now they got that new XR21. They've got new duck boats. They've got new bay boats and everything in between for every kind of budget out there. The folks at Express Boats. Get on the website. Find a dealer near you. Go test drive one. Take a look around. Sit in the seat and make motor noises. I don't care. Trust me, when you get in one, you will enjoy it. Fastest hole shot in the game with that 250 Yamaha show, pushing that X21 Pro up and down the lake. If you like to fish shallow, if you like to fish deep, trust me, it is the most versatile boat that I have ever owned in my life. Express Boats, building excitement since 1966. Damn on
it happens every night.
Every old night.
And I ain't never met a riverboat dealer that could ever be a friend of mine.
No.
Summer heat never treats
no,
me kind. It leaves
I haven't.
On my mind. So I'm bidding farewell, putting in my notice, and I'll see you at another time.
Sing.
This highway does not know my name, and I don't care.
No.
I don't care. Heading my way for another place, and I got 3 good tires and a spare.
Right to the hook right here.
Just a white line gypsy getting out of Mississippi with just enough gas to get there.
Low Budget Live, the not so live variety from the Low Budget Live Bar and Grill here in beautiful southern Middle Tennessee. And this is the podcast for Monday, October the 27th. Hope all you low lifers are doing well out there. Hope you had a good week. And yeah, I appreciate all the kind words last week. It was the, as I said, the 6-year anniversary of my mom passing. Man, I got a lot of text, got a lot of comments, got a lot of messages on that. And it never underestimate the low lifers. I will say that. So greatly appreciate it. It was a long week and I do appreciate it. Now, the weather's starting to take a turn indeed. And we got the Camo Pro Guide out. We got a hunting hoodie on. It's time for me to shift my focus. I'm not going to lie. I am in deer mode right now. Finally, it's taken me a little while. I finally got cameras up everywhere, and I hope all y'all that indulge in the addiction that is whitetail hunting are seeing what you want to see right now. Because I'm not, but I'm glad the weather's taking a turn, and I'm glad to be out there. I've been riding a tractor some. I've been, and tractor's the best therapy in the world. Been doing that some. But yeah, I got cameras out, been working on stands. And this afternoon, I'm recording this early on a Sunday. This afternoon, I'm getting to take Ryder Man on the youth hunt. He's been out of town, unfortunately. He had to go to a wedding this weekend. Who does that, right? Who goes to a wedding on the youth deer weekend? Well, unfortunately, my sons have to listen to their mom every now and then. And they had to go to South Carolina for a wedding, but they are back, and Ryder Man and I are going to go sit in a tree stand this afternoon in the rain, most likely. But it'll be good being back out there. That is for sure. Quick congratulations to Nick Trim. Nick Trim will be your first new qualifier for the Bassmaster Elite Series. He won the Federation Championship up on the Mississippi River, and I mean throttled them. And I believe, I don't know a ton about Nick. I think he's very dialed on that river, but 250 boat field, full of hammers, full of absolute hammers, and he dominated, man. There was an almost 8-pounder weighed in. If you go look at the weights from La Crosse, Wisconsin, I give La Crosse a hard time a lot of times just because we have so many tournaments there, and we always have them there at the same time of year. I feel like, man, having this later in October, and I know it's a roll of the dice with the weather, but wow, what that place can kick out when those fish are feeding up for winter. And man, there were a lot of 20-pound bags, some 21s, some giant smallmouth weighed in, and largemouth. Really cool fishery that showed out. Nick Trim makes the Classic and the Elite Series. Noah Winslow, congrats to Noah, and a young man that has been just absolutely demolishing people on the Tennessee River for the last couple of years with his brother Dylan Nutt, Tennessee boy, UNA boy, Roar Lions, going to the Bassmaster Classic. And I'm just going to say right now, you heard it here. If you don't keep up, if you don't know, now you know. Go ahead and circle that kid right there. He will be a large problem in Knoxville on the Tennessee River in March for that Bassmaster Classic. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now. And folks around here will tell you, yeah, you better go ahead and maybe get his name on the trophy. Now, obviously, easier said than done. It's the Bassmaster Classic. There are a lot of distractions. There are a lot of things. But trust me when I say that time frame on the Tennessee River and what will probably be going on Loudon Teleco, you better watch Dylan Nutt. If you do the fantasy fishing thing, you might want to just go ahead and see if they'll let you register early so you can pick him. I don't even know how any of that crap works, but go ahead and do that, because Dylan Nutt finna be a problem. All right. And he was second going to the last day, had a shot at the Elite. Of course, Nick again had an incredible tournament. Another shout out, my buddy Zeke Gossett fishes the Alabama Bass Trail. Zeke is a freak of nature, absolutely catches bass everywhere. He ended up finishing fifth, so just a couple spots out. I actually thought on the last day he caught a 20 bag. Really thought he was going to slide back in there. Zeke just won the BFL Regional down in Logan Martin to make the All-American. He won ABT South Angler of the Year this year with Ethan King. They're in the running for ABT 100 Angler of the Year coming up this weekend at Wilson Lake. Dude can catch them. He can absolutely catch them, but just narrowly misses making the Classic. But shout out Zeke on yet another amazing performance. NPFL, I went on an NPFL laced rant last week just because a lot of naysayers and a lot of just negativity among anglers in the organization, I feel like. And then some folks that like to squawk outside the organization, that want to be a part of the organization, won't ever be a part of the organization, kind of thing. But just squawking. But I kind of went on a tear about that. But this week, man, the interwebs have been a buzz. And, I talked about Luke Clausen not getting a Legends exemption back to the Classic, or back to the Elite Series last week, and that had changed for Bass. And so he kind of settled on NPFL, doesn't want to do the MLF thing anymore. Well, that led to more announcements. The roster announcement came out for BPT, and there were some noticeable names not on that roster that did requalify. One of the first videos that popped up, Gerald Spoyer, our old buddy here, Gerald Spoyer. And if you remember Low Budget Live 6 years ago, Gerald and I were duking it out, and we buried the hatchet, became buds. Gerald was. It's sad to me that Gerald was one of the guys that passionately defended everything going on at the Bass Pro Tour because of everything that they were fed. And to see his video and know where he's at now with the whole thing, it just kind of tells you, balls have been dropped, to say the least. And everything that glitters ain't gold. And I think a lot of these guys are realizing that now. And hey, their words, not mine. And so Gerald is joining the NPFL. And he made that announcement on social media. Another gentleman that made an announcement on social media, the GOAT, as far as I'm concerned, one of the top 5 greatest bass pros of all time, in my opinion. It is undisputed, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, but especially in this old boy right here, Andy freaking Morgan. And I'd heard rumor of this. You know, I do hear things from time to time when it comes to NPFL, and I'd heard he was kicking around. He may have reached out to me a time or two about this, but Andy Morgan, his video, go watch it if you haven't seen it. Absolutely incredible. You know what we can do? Hang on. I won't necessarily put the video up in this edit, but we can listen to it. Hang on. Let me make sure. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's listen to it, because I thought it was amazing. So let's, he's hunting, of course, shocker. But here we go. Hang on, if I can make it work. I'm old and fat and stupid. I said it. Y'all don't have to say it.
All right.
Here we go. Andy
Supposed
Morgan's
to have done
words.
this some time ago. Roster's out for BPT.
And in this video, he's walking around.
My
the
name's
woods.
not on there. So, I'll tell you why. Here's a question. I got bumped text this morning a few times while I'm in the stand. Well, yeah. Damn right, I qualified. But I declined the invitation. Few reasons for it. Top of my head here.
Walking through the woods.
My dislike for the format, all you can catch. Made sense in the beginning. A few tweaks in the rules on information and sharing information. Added more practice. The old cup events where you had no practice, the format all you can catch made great sense and was fun. Other than that, I don't just dislike it. I actually got to where I hated it.
Andy doesn't mix words very often.
It made no sense to me. But anyway, next reason is just pure expense. Huge entry fee. With the format, etc., I had very little chance to win my money back, much less make anything. So financial, there you have it. I guess the third reason is probably forward-facing sonar. Not a fan. Don't like what it's done to the sport. Say what you want. It's rim wrecked it.
Rim wrecked is a new term that I'm going to start using, by the way. Rim wrecked it. I use a lot of terms that
give you the biggest reason.
Andy Morgan uses. Rim wrecked? It's pretty damn good.
54. All I want to do is go fishing. Now, I fish a bass tournament. I don't want to worry about catching 500, rigging up 32 spinning rods. I don't want to be worried about a damn live scope. I just want to go fishing.
I love live scope, by the way. Y'all know that.
Love me, hate me.
I love Andy Morgan.
Whatever. That's all I want to do. That being said, I will be participating in the NPFL. Them guys get to go fishing. I want some of that. Now, I've talked to several guys over there fishing, really good friends of mine. That's all they say, man. Andy, I'm having a ball. Man, we're having a good time. I'm going to come get me some of that. So, there you have it. I did qualify. I declined. Don't like the format. Never did. Don't like live scope. Never will. Just want to go have fun and not be broke.
God bless Andy Morgan, man. He's always going to be one of my heroes. I'm lucky to call him a buddy, and been knowing him a lot of years, man. But he is he's a dude, and I'm gonna say this with no offense, you know, no offense to anybody else signed up for the NPFL. The scariest part of that, because I've fished against Andy. And again, know Andy very well, and there are a lot of anglers that know Andy very well. Him saying, I want to come get me a dose of that. Yeesh. A pissed off, rejuvenated Andy Morgan in a 5-fish format, no scope. He won some of them FLW Angler of the Years. I'm telling you, he might be hard to handle. Now, there's a gaggle of anglers that'll have something to say about it, obviously, and a lot of stone cold fish catchers in the NPFL. But that man right there is on a mission in 2026, I think. So, yeah, right there from the goat. And I had some folks send me some DMs about that, want me to have Andy on. In the video, you can see he's walking through the woods. Andy is a guy you are not going to get to do very many fishing podcasts, in my opinion. And again, he may have done the whole gamut as I record this. But I'm telling you, when he gets in Andy hunting mode, the fact that he even made a post is amazing to me. So, absolute rock star, and look forward to Andy coming back. Another guy that made a video, he's not fishing NPFL. He's taking his talents to the Bassmaster Opens, Jeremy Lawyer. Jeremy, I believe, did requalify for the BPT the way I understood his video, but Jeremy Lawyer kind of went through a laundry list of things as well, and he's going to try to make the Bassmaster Elite Series, and I feel like he'll probably do that. Jeremy Lawyer is one of the best fishermen I've ever been around as well. Great dude, great angler. So I think that definitely he will have no issue doing that in 2026, I would say. He'll be like Russ Lane, the great old hope. sorry, buddy. Sorry, Jeremy. But no, Jeremy's fantastic, man, and I wish him nothing but the best as well. And we'll get old Lawyer on here this fall to talk about that decision as well. Real quick, I want to tell you about some bait fuel, baby. Bait fuel, fish attractant. Lather up. I mean, you don't have to put it on yourself, unless you're weird, but lather up your soft plastics with bait fuel, fuel every bite. But you can also use this bait fuel hard bait stick. I got to do this last week and use this on a jerk bait. And I really do feel like with the dispersion, you can see it even better on forward facing sonar. Oh no, live scope. Andy Morgan's not going to like me. Andy and Randy. But I will say, I said it last week, this right here, this little hard bait stick, I see this in a lot of boats and a lot of people that aren't sponsored and a lot of people that catch way more bass than most of us talking to this microphone and listen to this are ever going to catch. The bait fuel hard bait stick, and then you got the bait fuel right here, fish attractant. This is the Fast X55. I'm pouring it on my Jinko Manners and everything else, but bait fuel every bite. Okay, another guy that made a video this week that we are fortunate enough to snag up here on Low Budget Live today. He has $1.7 million in career earnings. He has 4 wins. He has 29 top 10s. I think he might earn the description as of nicest human to ever bass fish. I've always felt like that. I have, you don't hear anything negative about this dude in all the years that he's been around this sport. And he has one of those bass fishing families. And I am proud that he is not only joining us here on Low Budget Live, but he announced this week he will be joining us in 2026 on the National Professional Fishing League. Ladies and gentlemen, boom himself, Fred Roumbanis. All right, as promised, here he is, Mr. Boom himself, joining us. Low lifers on Low Budget Live. How are you, sir?
Man, doing great, Luke. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm excited.
Well, man, I realized in the intro that this is the first time you've been on here, and shame on me for that. I want to start there because I feel like I've known you for a very, very long time, and definitely looking forward to next year with you. Big announcement this week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, you actually had my son on after he won the kayak
I,
tournament.
I did.
I was like, man, I wonder if I'll ever get on that show.
You're listen. Here's the deal. You're old news. I'm old news. We got these kids coming up in the world. People don't care about us anymore, Fred.
That's right. Well, hey, you know what? I'm excited about next year with the NPFL. I've got a big schedule next year. The NPFL is something I've wanted to fish for several years now. It just never really lined up. I probably should have just went ahead and did it last year after looking back at the way this season went down. But man, it's just, gosh, I love the positivity. That's really the biggest thing for me. I know a lot of anglers over there that are fishing it, and I have not heard one negativity towards NPFL, and that is such a big deal to me.
Well, I can't say that we're void of any negativity. It's going to happen as bass fishermen tend to be, tournament fishermen in particular. We're going to complain a little bit, right, from time to time, but I do feel those positive vibes over there, man. It's a good energy. Really, since year one, tournament one, it's been a lot of fun.
Man, it sure looks like it, and it's. I mean, it's true bass fishing. I mean, it at its finest. It reminds me. Now, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been fishing for 20 years now. Does this make me a rookie if going over the NPFL? Do I qualify as a rookie?
I mean, I think let's see. Let's read these stats again. $1.7 million in earnings might slow that down a little bit. 29 top tens, 4 wins. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be a rookie there, Mr. Roumbanis. But hey, if you want to be, I can certainly put in a word.
Well, I just feel like I practiced my whole previous career to be a rookie on the NPFL.
Yeah, you've all your life's been leading up to this moment.
All these gray hairs I've accumulated over the years.
I understand, man. Well, obviously, I know things didn't go the way you wanted them to on BPT. I was actually reading an article uh, from early last year that you had done with those guys about just the challenges in life, man. Obviously, you've had a tough go of it, losing your mom, and I'm so sorry. I remember seeing that post last year and right there around Christmas, man, and I know what she meant to you. I keep up with you guys on social media. You're a very tight knit family, to say the very least, and that certainly couldn't help matters headed into the 2025 season.
No, it was kind of really unexpected. She went downhill real quick, and it was on Christmas Day, and right after that, it was almost like I already had commitments with sponsors, and um, I fulfilled everything I could, and then went right into the season and never really took the time to grieve. And
Get it?
my mom and I were really close,
Yeah, man.
so I don't want to get too emotional on it.
No,
It's been a rough year. I mean,
what?
there's a lot that goes on when it's your second parent, that's gone, and everything off the water. The time needing to prepare for events is so, you have to dedicate everything to tournament bass fishing at this level. And
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, I just went with the flow last year, which wasn't going in my direction at all. And I never, I caught some really good fish. Honestly, like there was, I don't know for sure the exact numbers, but I think I would have cashed if it was a 5 fish limit in probably 5 of the 7 events. But because of the unlimited numbers, the quality fish that I target with the swim bait and the frog, mostly, and stuff like that, and buzz baits, and I just don't get enough bites. And it's frustrating because, on a 5 fish limit going to the scales, you'd be doing really well. There's certain techniques that have really become like muscle memory to me, even when I'm not having, the time, I guess you could say, to go pre-practice and stuff. But I can go pick up a frog. I can go pick up,
Yeah, confidence.
just go to work, not
Yeah.
think. And you know that those techniques are going to target the right quality, but they're not going to target the numbers that you need. And I've got all the great equipment. I've got the Garmin Live Scope. I've got the perspective mode. I've got everything. And I never found those groups of fish that it takes, the groups of 2-pounders
Yeah, man.
to be competitive on the Bass Pro Tour. And I'll be honest with you, I prayed about it a lot, and my stubborn butt was told not to fish this year, after everything that happened, and I still went with it. I believe God just led me in the direction, knowing that I was capable of doing very well on a 5 fish limit, but he didn't want me to go back to that Bass Pro Tour. I know he didn't, because he knew I wasn't happy. I come home, I'm grumpy. It's just, I love bass. I probably love bass fishing more than the rest of the competitors. As much, I mean, when we come home, that's all we do is fish. And when I come back from an event, just angry, mad, and just, really frustrated, it just does nobody any good. My family, me, and this NPFL opportunity, man, it's just so refreshing. I feel like a kid again. So I'm,
That
I'm excited to go out there and have fun, slow my pace. I mean, hey, look, the Bass Pro Tour was great practice for the last couple of years. I've learned so much how to stay on top of, patterns and move on from patterns to try to, I think there's a lot that I gained from it. It may not be financially,
yeah,
but I think there was a lot of lessons learned that I think I'll be able to carry with me here in the future with tournaments. And I'm still fishing some of the Major League Pro Circuit events next year.
yeah,
And I'm hopefully I'll be able to get into one of the Bassmaster Open divisions. There's one that starts down in Florida, doesn't conflict. So
nice.
yeah, I'm looking forward to just having a full year of good tournament bass fishing, 5 fish limit events, walking across the scales, doing what I love. And I just know I'm gonna have so much fun next year. And then to hang out with a group of guys like yourself, and I'm pumped. I haven't been this excited, like I said. You can tell by the way I'm.
I was gonna say, man, I had Russ Lane on last week, and we were talking about the change. He's right on the bubble for the Elite Series. Right before I brought you on here, I was playing the Andy Morgan announcement video, and Andy was, he pulled no punches about, hey, I hated the format. I got to the point where I hated going bass fishing, and I don't hate bass fishing. I love bass fishing, and man, I think you guys that are specialists and have been for so long at big fish, 5 a day, it is a shame that it just doesn't play in that format. It just doesn't.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not a matter of scope, no scope, none of that. Like I just want to fish for 5 fish. Like that's it. I
Right.
don't care. I feel like I can scope with the best of them. My kid's so good at it. He teaches me stuff every day. I feel like I love doing all that. That's not the decision maker for me. The decision maker for me was one, just to walk across stage, to see fans. You know what else I love about the NPFL, that it's in the rules that, like, if Julie came on the road with me, which soon we're going to be empty nesters, and she's going to want to travel with me, she can actually go practice with me. Like I don't, back in the old FLW days, and she was allowed to do that. So to be able to do that, I mean, that is super cool.
Man, I hear that so much from anglers over the last few years because I always say it's a family affair at the NPFL, but it is. You should be able to take your wife, your brother, your cousin. Yeah, that's cool, man. People are proud of what you get to do for a living.
Exactly. And the timing couldn't be any better, be honest with you.
Yeah, man. And well, if Jackson could come practice with you too, or Avery, that would be very cool as well.
That'd be iffy. I think I'd get if Jackson. Now Avery, yeah. Avery would love.
I'm protesting if Jackson shows up. I'm going to
There'd
protest.
be some issues there with Jackson, as much success as he's got. But yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to that family atmosphere that we have been lacking.
Yeah, man. I think it's going to be a great year. I've seen the list of names as it's building, and we've had some guys announced. I'm not going to blow up anybody's spot just yet, and I know we'll post a roster. But of course, you've announced. Luke Clausen has announced. Gerald Spoyer, Andy Morgan, some of the guys that are going to come play in that sandbox next year, and man, I certainly look forward to it. I know you've seen the schedule. Anything you've got circled so far for 2026?
Not really. After 20 years of fishing, every one of them could be really good or really bad. I'll be honest with you. Like I've had success at almost every lake, and I've had failures at almost every lake now. So hopefully I learned from all the failures. But you gotta, you can't always go back to the spot where you caught them in the past. That
True.
rarely works. So I'm just gonna go open minded. I'm gonna be able to relax a little bit. There's not gonna be a score tracker breathing down my in my brain.
Dinging all in your
So, I mean, I look, I commend the guys that can do that format and do well at it. It's just not for me. So and I don't mean any discredit to the leagues or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
not a game I want to play anymore.
Well, the beautiful thing about where we're at right now, Fred, is you've got options. You got options. For the first time in a long time, if you want to just go, hey, I'm going to go fishing without forward facing sonar, you can do that in the NPFL. It's limited on the MLF side, and then the Elite Series, they've done the coin flip thing. So everybody has options. Everybody has different schedules that kind of suit different anglers, right? And the formats suit different angler styles. I'm not knocking BPT's format because I actually enjoy watching it. I can't fathom being in it because I didn't grow up in that at all. I'm a five fish guy. That's all I was ever taught. That's all most of us were ever taught, right? So I do see where it would be difficult to kind of go, well, now I got to try to catch 75 a day because that's not easy.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's not easy. And here's the other thing. Like when I first went over there and did it, I was actually doing really well. It was not so much the 1 pound minimum, nothing like that, that made a difference for me. It was the fact that we weren't allowed to talk to another angler. The rules. So I made the red crest the first year, the second year, and I was 14th in the points when we were at a meeting, and they changed the rules mid-season where I was 14th in the points where guys could start working with each other. I'm a solo guy out there. I fish all by myself. Everything I've done successfully in tournament bass fishing, I've done on my own merits. And when guys can start working together, I am a single man fishing against an army, if that makes sense. And it's just not, it's not working for me. Now, you limit the amount of fish you can catch. Yeah, I can compete with those armies. Yeah, I could be a factor. But when you got, you have to burn up everything you can the first day and you run out of, you know what I mean? Like these guys don't run out. They've dialed in, which exact, for the scope period, they've dialed in that bait, that technique, that line weight, everything it takes to get those bites to maximize that situation. Where I still got to figure all that out on my own. I got to go do this. And look, that's my fault. That's my fault for not working with people. It's not anyone else's fault on it. It's just the way that I am. And the way I grew up fishing was very, it was just different, I guess you could say.
The seasons are starting to change a little bit, starting to be a little cool at night, and you better be ready for the fall and winter fishing season or hunting season. And you can do that by going to gillfishing.com. Make sure your rain suit is up to par for those cooler days, nasty days on the water. We're going to have a lot of fronts coming up. You want to be prepared. Get you some layering gear, get you some hoodies, get you some boots. Gillfishing.com. You can use code LBL20. That's right, 20% off at gillfishing.com on some of the best outdoor gear in the game. Tell them we sent you. Gillfishing.com, LBL20. Pro Guide Batteries, ProGuideBatteries.com is where you can find everything that they make. And why trust your battery game to someone that is a fly-by-night company? There are battery companies that pop up, I feel like, every week. The folks from Pro Guide have been in this battery business for over 40 years. They make some of the finest lead acid, AGM, and lithiums in the game, and now they have a new charger line. That's what I'm running in the Express this year. I've got a little bit of mix of lithium, AGM, and a Pro Guide 5-bank charger. Check them out, ProGuideBatteries.com. LBL10 will save you money just for being a lowlifer. Baitworks.com, bait-wrx.com, the exclusive online home for this little bad boy right here. The LOB Power Finesse Jig, finer than frog hair skirt material, custom trocar hook. It is jig season officially. This dude right here, this time of year, absolutely puts in the work. Dunkin-10, Dunkin-10 saves you money on that and everything else on the Baitworks site, baitworks.com. And last but not least, what's up, old boy? Old Boy Brands, Old Boy Outfitters out of Knoxville, Tennessee. They make some of the coolest lifestyle gear in the game, from their game day collections to their hunting and fishing tees, long sleeve hooded sun shirts, shorts. They got a little bit of everything. Hoodies, it's growing by the day. Oldboyoutfitters.com is where you can find it, and you can use code OldBoyLuke, Old Boy, O-L-E, boy, Luke, at checkout to save some money. Yeah, just flying solo, man. Talk about just kind of the ride from being a West Coast guy and slowly but surely inching your way across the country. I know you spent some time in Oklahoma. You guys reside in Arkansas now, where you're raising your family there. Just kind of talk about being a West Coast guy trying to survive this bass fishing game that's primarily played on the East Coast.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when I did it, I was a lot younger when I left. I really didn't have any responsibilities other than make sure I can pay my bills, my credit cards. I rode most of it on. I got some advice from John Murray a long time ago. One of the guys I look up to the most.
Legend, a legend.
Papa Murph. I mean, guys, for those of you that don't know, John Murray's won like 35 bass boats. I mean,
Everything.
it's unreal what he's done in his career, and he's still doing it. So, when I out west grew up reading about him and everything, got to meet him, become friends with him, and he kind of took me under his wing as I traveled east for the first few times in the FLW tour and stuff. I had a little 6-cylinder Dodge pickup with roll-up windows, and I mean, it was very hard. I was going maximum like 60 miles an hour towing, and I think I was driving him a little crazy as he waited up for me. But we went through that trial and error. But leaving California to go back east to fish was so new to me. Now, this is before social media, before really, I mean, any information you can find on the internet, I guess. That sounds like I'm really old, but I mean, this is early 2000s, 2005, I guess. And it was just, you go to Walmart, you buy your paper map. That's when you looked at it for the first time, pretty much, at least for me. If I didn't read about it in a magazine or watch some television show that was aired many months after the actual event, there was no live coverage. So really just going out there and figuring out. I did bring a lot of cool techniques to the table that I felt like I had to myself at the time, which carried me very well. Simple things that we all know about now that just weren't known back then. Like, we called it the IS rig, which is an eco rig. We had that. I mean, we had that since the moment I left California in my tackle box, and it cashed me a ton of checks.
I bet.
And, most of the people on the boat had no idea I had them weighted, and I wouldn't tell them either. We kept secrets a little bit better back then.
It was easier to keep a secret then too.
It was easier, a lot easier for sure. And then of course, frogging, growing up on the Delta, bringing that to the table, going up north. I went to Champlain for the first year of the FLW Tour tournament, and I had an older boat. I didn't have a new boat like most of the guys at the time, and I made it up into an area in Missisquoi where I was frogging last minute, and I had a 4-pounder. I caught it. And I went to cull, and when I opened live well, 4.5 jumped out of the live well, and I only got like 15 minutes, fishing time left before I got to make this crazy run back in pretty bad weather. And I remember John Murray came out of a creek, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm looking for a bass." It jumped out of my live well because I didn't know it actually made it in the water. I was kind of freaking out. And then I caught enough. I ended up coming in with 18 something pounds with a small one. I ended up getting 5 still, but. When I came back in, I actually went through a wave, came out, lost the cowling to my motor, somehow made it back in, and missed the top 10 cut. I finished 12th. And that was a $200,000 tournament where I feel like I was on the fish to win. And I just, and then, here's the worst part about that. That year, there were 200 boats in the tournaments. And I finished 101, didn't requalify. So I ended up having to go back to the drawing board. Because I missed requalifying. It was 100 spots that qualified. I missed about 1 spot. So there was a lot of trial and errors. I could go on and on. You wouldn't have enough time on the podcast for all the ups and downs and stuff I've went through to make it. But
I believe that the article I read said rock bottoms. There are always going to be rock bottom moments in life.
Rock bottoms. And I look, if I'm seriously not licking rocks at some point, I mean, you got to go up from there, right? Like,
yeah, man.
I've been so many times in my life, and man, I just feel like this last one with the Bass Pro Tour last year, I just laugh about how bad. I've never in 20 years, I never cashed a check on the regular season. Now I did get a heavy hitter, big fish, and that was another moment that said, "Dude, you need to be fishing for 5 fish." I get out there first day, throwing a glide bait, catch big bass of the first day, tied with Dave Lefebvre, but it was one of those situations where, do I weigh it again or take the guarantee? It was $10,000 big bass for each day, and I tied him. I had a 6-pound 7-ouncer, 6-7, right? So I had to throw that out there. I had a 6-7.
You had to do it.
And then I was like, do I reweigh it and try to get to a 6.8, or do I take the even money? So I took the even money, and I was very glad to do that. And then next day I went out and caught second big bass. So it tells me that I'm fishing for the wrong. I'm fishing a different game. I'm fishing for 5 fish, even when I'm fishing for numbers. And I just have never really adjusted to that very well.
Yeah, man. Well, I think big things are ahead next year, and I think it's interesting that you talk about John Murray, who's a legend, fantastic human, somebody I certainly look up to as well. I don't know him as well as you do, but John is one of those guys way up on the pedestal for me in this sport. But there's an interesting thing, and I did not know this story until I did a deal called Boats and Pros with Carl Jacobson. But it's really important in life at times if someone has been a mentor to you to then become a mentor to someone else. And you did that for Carl Jacobson. And
Yeah, Carl's a brother to me.
yeah,
I love Carl. He has just absolutely amazed me over the last several years. And he's given back like nobody's business right now too, with my Fear My Heart campaign he's doing with cleaning up all the fisheries. And I
yes,
just so Carl moved in with us for about a couple of years, 2.5 years
yeah.
maybe.
And,
And we didn't really kick him out, but this is kind of funny. But Jackson came home one day and he goes, "Hey, Dad, my friends want to know why I have 2 daddies." And I said, "Carl, you got to go. I love you, but you got to go." So
come on, why does second daddy talk funny, Dad? Why does second daddy sound like he's
nope, not like that, guys. Yes, we fished a lot together. We had some fun. We actually dang near won a boat together. We finished second at Grand Lake once, but man, we just just watching them succeed and having that success, and I pull for Carl hard. Like I just feel like he's got everything it takes. When I met him was at the U.S. Open several years ago, and he drew me as my non-boater. And this was before anybody used like that 1 pound diameter braid, which is probably like 8 pound, right? Like I use with Cortland now. But he caught one on a grub behind me, and he fought it forever. And I'm like, "What pound line?" He goes, "1 pound line, mate." And I'm like, "What?" And he's fighting this thing, and it was over 3 pounds, which was big fish of the day at the U.S. Open. He got it in the boat, and I'm like, "Dude, you're like a world class fisherman. You could do it." And then a year later, maybe I'm at West Point Lake, weighed in. I'm actually having a really good season, and Carl, I'm like, "What are you doing here?" He's all, "I tried to get a hold of you." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I feel terrible if I missed any calls from you." And we just kind of took him in there and just gave him a place to stay. We had a guest room at the house. He was very good with the family and everything. I mean, chipped in. It was an excellent time for us. And just to see him chase the dream coming from another side of the world.
Yeah, just
It's
insane.
is an amazing guy. And just grateful for those times that we got to spend with him. And it means a lot that you brought that up. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, I just thank you, man, because Carl's a bright spot in this sport. But thank you for being one of the best dudes in fishing, man. And I think from a random draw to taking somebody under your wing it's important. I think that is what the fishing industry is all about.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's I didn't really think twice about it. It was just I saw what he did. I knew where I came from and how hard it was for me, and I just wanted to, give back to the guys that helped me. And one of the guys that I stayed with that we don't hear much about is a guy named Brandon Jansen. He worked for Reaction Innovations years ago and had a place in Alabama where I'd leave. He basically gave me one of his bedrooms where I pretty much just crashed in between flying back to California and everything else as I tried to make it. So, it's one of those things that you don't really think about. And you're not trying to do it for any other reason. It just comes naturally, like to help people when
Man.
when they've helped you.
There's a lot of that in our world, I think, in the fishing world, especially.
It really is.
It's one of the special things about it. Now you get to pass it on to Jackson, even though you're
That's
learning
right.
from him. But I
Jackson's
love.
a little more expensive than Carl, though.
I
I
would
didn't have
say
to get
he
Carl
is.
a boat.
I have a Hudson, not a Jackson, but Hudson is very expensive as well.
Yeah, they are. But that's what we live for right there. That is, I mean, if our kids can succeed and do better than us, I mean, what more do you want in life?
No doubt, man. And I think it's so cool to see. And I talked with Randy Howell about this a couple weeks. I had Randy and Laker on, but to talk about, just the fact that they grew up in it, they're on the tournament trail with you guys traveling, and then they go, yeah, this is what I want to do. And it's so cool to see Jackson out there and you guys. I've always enjoyed being around your kids. They got big personalities, great kids, but man, that young man right there is as polite, he's as professional, and he's a fish catcher, man. And I pull for some Jackson Roumbanis.
Oh man, Luke, that means a lot. Thank you. One sec, I gotta let these dogs out.
Hey, you're good, dude.
One sec, sorry. Here.
Got the dogs. The dogs are to be on LBL.
Sorry, maybe that was a mistake. I think they were trying to let the other one in.
They're trying to. What kind of dogs are we looking at, Fred? Let's see them.
Oh, here, their mama called them in the house.
Okay. Miss Julie said no
there were 3 of them, and they're just wild. They're just wild dogs. We kind of, every one of them we kind of just took in, kind of like Carl.
Are they all named Carl? Just all 3 of them?
No, we got one we named Rye, which kind of got dumped off on our property, I think, and we had 2 of them, and we actually gave one to Dom from Gill,
Okay.
the sister. So yeah, so he came out from Florida and picked up the sister, and the two brothers we found at a dock, under a dock. They were there for 3 weeks, left alone, and we asked the guy at the tackle store whose dogs they were, and he says, I wish someone would come get them, because he was going to put a bullet. And I'm like, yeah, nope, we'll take them. And they were pups back then, so that's how we got our dogs.
Yeah, man, I've got a couple like that here at the house, and I've always enamored by the fact that people can just dump a dog on the side of the road. But living in rural Tennessee, I see it all the time. And unfortunately, we can't save them all to put them at my house because my wife will leave me.
Yeah. I hear you.
She's a dog lover, though. Marissa loves dogs, but we have 5 currently.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
We have a lot.
3. 3
Yeah. I would be good with 3, to be honest, because there's a couple of mine that piss me off, if I'm just straight up.
This one, the young one that we got, is really good at finding deer, which is, we'll probably be using them later today. So this evening as we go back out, it's the last day of alternative gun hunt here in Arkansas, which is basically muzzle loader, but they're allowing us to use straight wall cartridge rifles as well. So
that's a very sensitive subject with me right now, Mr. Roumbanis, because Tennessee was going to pass that and we didn't, because I'm all about a 350 Legend straight wall cartridge. My kids use that gun, and I hate black powder hunting. I'm lazy. I hate it. I hate muzzleloaders. Hate them.
I'm the same way. I got one, and I'm like, I don't even.
Same, man. I normally bow hunt during our black powder season because I hate it so much. But I would love to be, and to be honest, I don't. Man, I'll get some comments on this, I'm sure. But it makes me nervous turning my kids loose with a muzzleloader. I've had so many misfire over the years and different things. So the straight wall cartridge would be the deal to get the kids out there.
It is. We actually borrowed a couple of rifles because I didn't have any. As all the guns I got, and I didn't have any with this new deal, so I got a good buddy that let me borrow a 444 Marlin.
Okay.
Over and under. It's an old gun, which is really cool. I'm hoping I can get one tonight with that. And then Avery's using a let's see here. He's got a 357 Magnum.
Oh.
And that's what he took down a doe yesterday with it. So
okay. Avery's on the board then.
He's on the board, yeah. We've had a ton of deer on there, but we got some big ones that are coming out tonight. So finally, I went out just a little while ago and dumped a pile of corn. I'm like, you know what? This is our last chance. Let's see if we
let's step it up a little bit.
Let's step it in, then I'll get out there with the bow. And
no, I'm with that. When does the firearm season open in Arkansas?
Gosh, next weekend's the youth hunt, which I'm gonna miss. I'll be in Louisiana, but Mom's gonna take Avery out for that.
That's
so that'll
cool.
be good. That'll be cool. That'll be a really good deal. But I think it's mid-November sometime. I just don't know.
Yeah, in Tennessee. I talked about this the first of the show. Is actually right now. I'm going this afternoon with
Oh,
my
nice.
in the rain. So pray
Same.
for me.
Yeah.
He's normally a good shot, but this will be the day that if he does get a shot, that he doesn't make one, and we have to try to track a deer in the pouring rain.
Oh,
And
God.
I've already told him. I've been scolding him all morning. Like, look, dude, today if we see a shooter, good shot, good shots
Good
only.
shot. That's
Okay?
it.
Good shots only. Let's leave it right there where we pull the trigger.
Right.
Dad doesn't want to be chasing one around the woods.
What's he going to be hunting with?
He's a 350 Legend.
Oh,
Man,
okay. Oh, cool. Yeah.
dude,
Sweet.
that I bought my kids that gun, which they're 15 and 18 now, but I bought a compact 350 Legend, and I know we talk more fishing than anything on this show, but I promise you, I use it a ton. I love the gun, but it is one of the best guns calibers for a kid that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I probably need to go pick one of them up.
Yeah, man. I got a little Winchester for them, and dude, I don't have a ton in it, and man, that thing it packs a punch, doesn't kick, it's not too loud. They love it.
And you can buy that gun just about anywhere, too. I saw it the day
Yeah,
at Atwood.
yeah. It's become really popular. I actually I've got a 400 Legend they came out with a couple years ago that I bought. It's like I forget 210 grain bullet or something stupid. It's huge. It's like an elephant gun.
That's awesome.
Like a daggum elephant gun. Well, I hope that you guys have some luck this afternoon on your corn pile.
Yeah. I think I found 2 bags of corn in my other shop from last year, and I'm like, I got to get rid of these. So
Yeah.
I don't know if corn's
And you don't
good
want
or
them.
not, but
Here's the thing: you don't want them to go bad, so you might as well feed the squirrels and the raccoon.
well, that's right. Yeah, there's plenty of raccoons too. I need to get David Dudley out here to do the night. He loves that raccoon hunting.
Listen, leave Dudley in Virginia. Don't bring him to the boom boom factory.
Nah.
Real quick, so I know that obviously one of the things that you're known for being a frog fisherman. Talk to us about the frog factory and everything you've got going on there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So for many years, I was doing the Boom Boom Frog with Stanford Baits, and I'll be honest with you, the company that I was working with, great people, great friends. They're just older in life, and they needed to not be selling baits, So Buddy and Marcia, they're in their 80s, and it was just one of those things where I signed with GSM a year prior, I believe, and I asked Crispin, "Would you be interested in buying the Boom Boom Frog?" And he was very excited about it, and he wanted to start this frog factory. So that's what we did. We basically we got the Boom Boom Frog. We've actually working on several other frogs as well right now as we speak. But we are releasing the Sonic Boom Frog, which is the new one that we showed at ICAST, and then we've got a bait that I used to when I grew up in California. Sorry, is my dog breathing really loud?
No, it's fine, dude.
Okay.
It's low budget, buddy. It's low budget.
It's not me. It's not private.
Now, somebody driving down the road, not watching the video of this, might be like, "What in the heck's going on?"
Yeah, it's this guy, right? No, he doesn't want to breathe. Yeah.
Oh, lost Fred there.
Boom is basically a slender frog. Walks really good. It's softer, no frog fur. It's got BKK hooks in it. It's got some mylar in the legs. It's just we took everything that pretty much anybody ever wanted in a frog and made this new Sonic Boom Frog. And so that thing, I just got a shipment in this week or Friday. So I know that they're hitting the stores any day now. And then we got this new bait called the Mongrel. And this is a bait that stems back to when I lived in California. A lot of times, especially in early spring, when the fish were locking in the beds, they'd be way back into the reeds and tules and stuff like that out west, Delta, Clear Lake. I would take a super spook with no hooks on it and bomb it in there and just rip it through. But it took the weight of that spook to be able to make that commotion. You couldn't just throw a frog. And I get these massive blowups, but you could never catch them because I tried gluing hooks on the back of them. None of that worked. You'd get hung up. So I've always wanted to make this bait. And finally got to bring it to the market here 20 some odd years later of this concept. So it weighs an ounce. So it's a heavy bait.
Dang.
Okay, so you can literally bomb this thing. You can actually. So I took it to Gunnersville for that Ultimate Angler World Championship just a couple weeks ago, and caught some really nice fish in practice. I never really found the good frog bite, but I could walk it over that topped out milfoil, which is really neat. And it's loud. It's got a hard head, so it's got the acoustics of a spook. And then it's got the big hooks in the back, big 4/0 hooks in the back of it. So yeah, it's a great bait. It's a great search bait. It calls fish up in those deeper grass beds, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that sucker's about to be available too. So
I was about to ask, when can I get my hands on some of those?
yeah, they should be any day, honestly. So
That's awesome. And what's that one going to be called?
it's called the Mongrel.
The mongrel. Okay. The
Yeah.
mongrel. I love it, man.
They're cool.
Well, if Fred Roumbanis tells me I need it when it
What-
comes to a frog or a swim bait, I'm buying it.
So we actually went to after I cast, I got a handful of them there, and I basically the next week I flew over to California to fish the Delta. They had the Ultimate Frog Challenge, and so we set up a little booth, the Frog Factory, showing the new frogs and the mongrel. And I'm tying one on right. I mean, we're about to go up and launch the boat to fish, and one of the anglers in turn said, "You can't throw that." And I'm like, "What do you mean you can't throw that?" And he goes, "That they won't let you throw the." I guess Snag Proof's got a little spook bait too, like a little
Okay.
zoo walking dog thing.
Oh, yeah. American Bait Works. Yeah, they've got one.
They got one, right? So they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they won't let us throw that either." And I'm like, "What?" So we went to the tournament director, and he goes, "No, you can't throw that. It looks like a bird." I'm like, oh. So I literally went there to go throw the mongrel, where I had the idea, the brainchild, when I was, like 20 years old, and they wouldn't let me throw it. But that's okay. We still were the highest manufacturer of all the different frog companies to finish. We finished 13th in the tournament, so we won the Manufacturers Cup Award. So that was really what I wanted to go there for anyway. But we won that with the Sonic Boom, a new poppin' frog we're working on, in the original Boom Boom. Those were the three frogs.
I've always been intrigued with the fur.
Yeah.
That was genius for me.
Well, I appreciate that. That's kind of like the way I look at that. It's like training wheels for a frog, or if you get that blow up, it just gives them a little bit harder time to blow it back out. So you may catch 4 fish a day that at the end of the day could be difference from cashing a check and not cashing a check,
or catching the fish of a lifetime, or whatever. Sometimes,
exactly. Or however you want to look at it.
Even if a 2-pounder comes off, I get mad.
Right?
Yeah, I want them to eat my frog better. And frog fishing is high risk, high reward.
It really is, and that's why I want to go back to 5 fish. Like, I can do that all day and never put it down. And,
I have a feeling that there'll be some times next year that you and I are going to talk a lot on NPFL Live. Hope you're ready to put up with Fat Cat Newton. That's all I got to say.
Can't wait. I love Fat Cat. I've been a fan too. Both of you guys forever. So this is going to be so cool.
I'm looking forward to March, man. Cannot wait. Appreciate you coming over, and appreciate your time today. Go kill a deer.
Thank you. You too.
Hey, we're going to try Fred Roumbanis, everybody. Make sure you're following him on everything, and go check out that Frog Factory. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you so much, Luke.
Well, that's all she wrote with boom, boom right there, Fred Roumbanis. First time having him on LBL, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk shop with him. And again, grateful that he will be joining us in the NPFL in 2026. He brings a great energy around. I look forward to spending some more time with Fred and getting to know him just a little bit better in 2026. Thank you to each and every one of you low-lifers that make this possible every single week. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to take you out with some Biloxi Blues, and guess what? Me and Ryder Main are fixing to go deer hunting, so pray for me that I don't have to track a deer through the woods in the rain and all that this afternoon. Ryder Duncan. See you.
Couldn't make it last.
Thank y'all.
Spanish moss and Civil War ghosts. Well, I'm gonna leave them in the past. Any direction, Lord, I'll be fine. It don't matter east or west. North, south, wherever the wind blows. I'm leaving those burdens in red.